Hello, everybody. Hope we're all having a great Monday. Let's see, Seth, what up, early squad? Cav, thank you so much for the 6 months. Hi, Retro. And hello to everybody else lurking in the chat. Today, we're here with some VRChat whilst I do some miscellaneous chatting, but you're probably wondering, where am I? Well, you know when I do bullshit like this, I always have something cool to show off, so let's just get to it. That's right, it's Earthbound. No, I'm kidding, I got a new model. So, some of you may be familiar with my good friend Lootert. Very sweet goober who we've had on the channel before. They decided to take my old model and just give it a few touch-ups, and now it is a little more animated, a little more cartoony, so to say. And yeah, there's new textures and everything. So, new bunny model. We are still working on it. As you can see, we still have some clipping issues. But it's all being worked on. There's going to be some modifications done. There's going to be more outfits on the model. So maybe this will be a reinvigorated way for me to do some more VRChat streams. But yeah, new model. Big fuck off eyes, big fuck off mouth, new pants and sweatshirt texture, handsome bun. But yeah, hope everybody's doing well. This is a much earlier stream than I usually do. You know, y'all know I usually like to do streams in the afternoon, but here we are in summers, or at the very least what's left of it. I don't know if this was Gygas's doing or what, but, yeah. Happy Monday, true. Happy Monday, Bunday. I'm gonna get sued for that. But yeah, I figured I wanted to do a stream just talking about, my weekend. Because, hey, I went to too many games over the weekend and I had a fucking blast. So I want to talk about the fun stuff I did, and we'll probably do some world hopping after that. We'll be bouncing around, more rabbit puns. But we'll be going around and we'll just see different worlds, maybe find some new ones, and yeah. This right here, though, because I do like to give credit. This is Earthbound in VR by, where's the map creator? There you are, by Sunblaze W. So if you ever are in VRChat and you want to check out a really cool Earthbound world, it does not stop at summers. It actually has One-It, Two-Sun, Threed, Winters, Summers, and I think that's it. No, it has a bit of Fourside. But as you saw, not every world has everything. So you're gonna get things like Summers with only the clubs, the Club Stoic and the shop, and that's all you get. Because if you walk off the side, I forgot to re-anchor the camera back to me. There we go. Because if you walk off the side, as we are going to do, that, and now we're in One-It. So, let's go to, let's go back to Summers. I feel like Summers is a pretty appropriate location considering how fucking sweltering it is outside. How has everybody been handling the heat? I know my European friends are probably all dead from a heat stroke. My friends closer to the equator, they are probably also melting. Hello, my friends in Florida. I am sorry. It is even hot over here. It was hot over the weekend. Which, hey, speaking of the weekend, let's talk about that. How's the music, by the way? Because it's very loud in my ears, but if it's not loud to you guys, then I'll fucking deal with it. I am, however, going to take a sip of water. Always a good idea. Separieth. Whom is that? Oh, hi, Ezra. Music good? Hell yeah. I'm nothing more than ash. I am melting. Yeah, it's pretty hot over here. When I woke up at like 11:30, it was like 80 degrees. It is now 90 degrees. I'm so glad we're spending so much money on data centers and not finding a way to cool the fucking planet, dude. Anyway, I already talked about politics enough last stream. Why didn't you get a carpet sample signed? That's a great question, and the answer is I had something much better to get signed. But let's talk about the weekend. So, I arrived in Oaks, Pennsylvania on Thursday. It was a very smooth ride. You know, only had to make a few stops and I was basically already there. Got there on Thursday, picked up my badge nice and early, went back to my hotel, and I was surprised to really see how close I was, because last year I was maybe 10 minutes away from the con. This year I was literally right there. I was maybe 5 minutes away by car. It definitely wouldn't have been faster if I had walked from my hotel to the con, but it was possible. It was more than possible, which is fucking insane to me. Paperweight console, not so worth. That's where you're wrong, but we'll get to that. It was 80 degrees when I woke up. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's horrible, Seth. But, so, Thursday was very smooth, except, after I had already left, maybe about 15 minutes after I had left my house, I realized I had forgotten to take my Ozempic medication, which is pretty fucking important. So, I had to turn all the way around, drive back home, injection, then get back on the road, which sucked, but it basically just meant that as opposed to getting there, like, when I was going to, it took, like, maybe another hour-ish, maybe, considering traffic and all that bullshit. Either way, it was stupid and I was very frustrated, but hey, I made it there in one piece. I made it there before the pre-registration pickup closed. Can't complain too much. So did some grocery shopping. There was a Target there, and yeah, Thursday, obviously uneventful. Nothing goes on the day before the con starts, unless it's like a furry con when people do like bar crawls and shit, or parties. And I'm gonna get into that more later, but this con especially just kind of reminded me how different like furry cons are to stuff like gaming cons or comic cons. And I'm gonna get into that more like later, but just an observation that I did like finally fully come to the conclusion of after this weekend. But either way, Friday, woke up bright and early at the ripe hour of 11 a.m. Because the con didn't start until 2 p.m. on Friday. Have no idea why. It started 3 hours later than it did on Saturday and Sunday, but whatever. Woke up, grabbed lunch, had a, what did I call it? The breakfast of kings of some 11 a.m. Buffalo Wild Wings, which definitely did not cause tummy issues later in the day. But I got there decently early. I got there early enough to be, like, at the very least waiting inside the convention center for when it opened, but still got there late enough to the point where the first thing I wanted to do was get an autograph from a certain YouTuber who was there, and you can already know who it is based on the title. Is it the title? No, it was the going live notification. First thing I wanted to do, because I knew, holy fuck, Scott the Woz is right. I knew that if I didn't go see Scott the Woz first thing, I was never going to see him. I was never going to be motivated to see him. I was always going to be like, I'll see him the next day. I'll see him the next day. Oops, it's Sunday and it's 5 p.m. and he is gone. So I knew that I needed to go out of my way to go see Scott the Woz first thing. So the way they let people into the con, they did this for all 3 days. So there are 2 main stages at the Expo Center. There's the Neko stage and the Gato stage, right? So the Neko stage is the big stage, right? That is the sort of like where the main events happen. If it's a big event, it's going to take place there. And the Gato stage is a secondary, still for big events, but it's a little bit smaller. There's less standing room at the Gato stage, right? So Neko stage, for people that were coming in for, like, you know, they already had their badges and everything, they were just waiting for the con to open, they would have people first come into the Neko stage and sit. And if all the sitting room was done, then you would be standing. Then if all the standing room was done, you'd move over to the Neko stage. You'd sit at the Neko stage. Then If the sitting room was done at the Neko stage, then you would stand at the Neko stage. And if you missed all of that, you had to wait in a line that went outside. I am very lucky that I already have enough con experience to know you do not go to a convention like, what, a minimum of like an hour before you want to actually get in. So my plan was to, for the 2 p.m. Entry, get there at the very least by like 1 p.m. I didn't even get to get into the Neko stage standing room. I was, however, first for Gato stage sitting room. There's a lot of explaining, just to say that I still got into the con. Trying to do the math. I was maybe like, so the way they did it was they would let all the sitting people go, row by row. Then they had 2 groups of standing. They would let the first group of standing people go, then the second group of standing people, then they would go to the Gato stage. Foolishly, I decided to sit in the front row of the Gato stage, which then translated to I was one of the last people from the sitting group of the Gato stage to get into the convention center. I should have sat towards the back. DMV line and queues simulator, everyone's favorite. Dude, LineCon. How many people were at this con? Last year went over 20,000 people. I would not be surprised if it was equal or greater. Too Many Games, yeah. Too Many Games is a con that's been going on, how many years? At the very least, it's been going on for maybe a couple years after PAX started. So I don't think they have the total actually, they might have the total count. Hold on, let's, hey, you know what? Oh no, I closed the music when I meant to hit new tab. God damn Firefox. I was worried that was gonna happen. Too Many Games 2026 attendees. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, so there's no definitive number yet, apparently, but from the looks of it, it was projected to get over 20,000 people. It is, aside from PAX, pardon this, my tracker needs it, there we go. Yeah, aside from PAX, I think Too Many Games is like the largest East Coast gaming convention, so would not be surprised if the final count is equal to or greater than that. Also, I'm just gonna adjust the music volume a little bit. There we go. Too many games means too many attendance. You're fucking A right, it does. But, like I said, first thing I wanted to do, I wanted to go meet Scott the Woz. I probably wasn't even like the 100th person to get in, right? I wasn't even the Scott the Woz. I wasn't even the 100th person to get into the con. And yet, I was waiting towards the back of the line. By the time I got there, and keep in mind, I knew I needed to get there fast, so I ran. I did that weird little awkward, like, nerd run where you're not running, but you're, like, not walking either. You're not even really jogging. You're just kind of, like, shuffling, like, quickly. Oh, yeah. So I got there probably around... Yeah, I wish I could have fucking backwards long jumped, dude. I probably would have been first in line. I got there probably around 2:15. I sat there. I waited... and waited, and waited. 4:30 rolls around, and I finally get to the front of the line. Because here's the problem. I understand that con lines, especially to meet famous people, especially big YouTubers, because the whole thing about these cons is like, all of these people that are coming to this con are not just gamers, they're gamers who use stuff like YouTube. So to them, Scott the Woz is a pretty big fucking deal. Oh, I wish they just had like a better system for the like organizing for the lines, because they had the same problem last year. Because, man, I just... I'm thinking about it and I'm getting fucking tired, dude. I sat there and watched as the line moved so unevenly. And the worst part, it wasn't exclusive to Scott's line, because sometimes they would let one VIP person go, then another VIP person, because they had VIP passes, obviously, right? You pay a little more money, you get some extra benefits, like you get to wait in a VIP line, which is supposed to move faster. Supposed to. And you get extra goodies and stuff like that. But waited in the line for Scott the Woz, watched as one VIP person went, then another, then someone from the regular line could go. And then sometimes it would be one VIP person and one regular person, and then another regular person, and then two VIP people, and then another. And it's just, there was no system. There was no actual proper system, which bugged the hell out of me. And of course, and I'm not saying this to try and be mean, but it's come to be expected when you wait online for an autograph, everybody who is there to, they want to use up the most of their time. Like their goal, or not their goal, but being there is something they paid a lot of good money for, which is fair, we all did. But some people take up so much goddamn time. Like, I remember sometimes someone would go up, take like not even 5 minutes, line would move along. Some people took like 10 fucking minutes at least. And I understand, dude, I was hyped to meet Scott the Woz too. But everybody in line had this notion of like, holy shit. Just say hi, say you're a big fan, and like a little bit of like, like, oh, I really appreciate, like, I'm happy you're here. Can you sign this for me? I love your videos, blah, blah, blah. And then go. And some people just don't get that fucking notion of, hello, thanks for your content. I love what you do. Keep it up. Can I get an autograph? Can I get a picture? No more than 5 minutes. No more than 5 fucking minutes, dude. That's all you need. And it's just, ugh. It must be painful. Dude, it just reminds me of last fucking year when I met Charles Martinet, and one dude in line took genuinely 10 minutes at least because he had Charles sign 5 different Mario pinball backboards and also had a long ass conversation. And look, I'm not gonna try and be an asshole. I'm not gonna try and be a dick and say like, you don't deserve the time of Scott the Woz. You don't deserve his time. But at the same time, when you have a line of at least 50 people behind you, you gotta have some kind of etiquette where it's like, okay, move it. just me walking up to the person in front of me who's been telling Scott that like, yeah, so I also do YouTube and I do video editing and I'm willing to do video. Just me taking that person and fucking Donkey Kong grab, pick them over my head and just chuck them out of the way. Oh man. But like, again, not to be a dick, because I get it. Look, I paid for Scott the Woz. I paid less than some people paid to see Scott the Woz, okay? I am not in a position where I can tell anybody how much or how little time they can take. But at the same time, I think we can all agree some people absolutely take the fact that there isn't a hard time limit on these meet and greets and abuse that, right? I'm not crazy. I'm not like being outlandish. Will my eyes refocus to the camera? Okay, either way. Sorry, I'm still getting used to the new stuff on this model. I've had it for like, God, I've actually had it since the last VRChat stream. I just forgot to swap to it because I was having so much fun being Mario. I'm gonna go ahead and have another sip. This is gonna be one of those streams where I'm gonna be fucking hoarse after it, which is ironic because I'm a bunny. I lied to you, I'm taking a sip. Okay, well now I gotta take a sip of water because I was gonna say I lied, I had a sip of soda, but now I'm gonna have water. So, all of this to say, I waited an hour and a half to meet Scott the Woz. Hi, Mezzer. Removing your availability to sip. But I waited about an hour and a half to meet Scott the Woz. But all of that done. To say he was one of the nicest people I've ever met, at one of these meet and greets is the understatement of the century. Very nice, very, like, didn't have this aura of, like, I'm here to do a meet and greet. He had the energy of, I am excited to meet my fans. These are the people that make everything I do possible, and I'm going to give them the best experience. And I started to understand why people were taking a long fucking time to, talk to Scott the Woz, because he was actually there to kind of have short conversations with people. Like, he did not just do the, hey, thanks for coming by. You want a picture? All right. Cheese. Here's an autograph. Bye. He wasn't like that. He wasn't like that at all. Hi, Volt. He wasn't like that at all. Because I walked up to him and I was like, dude, Scott, I'm a big fan. You know, can you sign this for me? And like, I don't want to be greedy, but can you also sign this little autograph booklet? Pardon me. And he was like, yeah, sure. And he looks at my badge. He notices I have the 3-day badge. And he's like, oh, dude, I see you're here for the 3 days. Like, what are your plans? What do you got going on? Like, tell me. I want to know. And I'm like, no one's ever asked me that. I've gone to so many conventions. I've met so many people. I've met niche internet micro celebrities and major real world, like, Hollywood celebrities. And never have I been asked by that whole spectrum of people, what are your plans for the convention? Like, it's a small thing, but it was so fucking cool of him to do. So I told him, like, yeah, no, there's a few people I want to meet. I want to go meet Sugar Conroy and Proton John's here. And he's like, oh, that's really cool. Yeah, right on. I hope you get to meet them. I hope you have a good time. And I was like, dude, like, again, it's a small thing. And it's probably something that he's been saying to a lot of people. But it's the little things that just kind of remind you that he is just a dude. He's just a guy. He's not this, like, you know, he's not a larger than life figure, at least in his own eyes. He's a humble dude. And it's nice to know that even though he has millions of subscribers across multiple YouTube channels and is this big content creator who, like, gets hundreds of thousands of views every video at least, it's nice to know that he's still just like a humble, normal dude. You know, some creators, they let that shit go to their head, but not Scott. But people have a big audience or genuine. Exactly. Being heard is important with a big audience. Yeah, because like, dude, I am one in a trillion, but he still treated me like an individual, you know? Like, he talked to me. He didn't talk at me. He was smiling and he was nodding and he shook my hand and he was a very nice guy. And then I had a gift for him. So I 3D printed a few gifts for a few people, and the one I had for Scott was a 3D print of his logo, which is just his name on like a blue octagon. And I gave it to him, and it was like a little lanyard, like a con badge. And he was like, this is like one of the coolest things I've ever been given. Like, this is like a real thing I can use. And he was like super chill about it. He was really happy to get it. So, I mean, fucking A, that was awesome. Like, he was so happy to get it. So, I mean, I don't know how often he's really going to use it, but I mean, fuck, that's cool, dude. Like, that's just really cool to see, like, somebody get that excited over such a small thing. But either way, I went through the rest of the line. I got to meet the other guys. The guy who plays, God, what is it? There's the vegan who's obsessed with Gex, the Target employee, Dr. Geriatrics. Funny, very funny guys, very nice. My only regret is I didn't talk to them more because I kind of feel like I left them out a little bit because I talked to Scott and then like I wanted to move along because I was like, I don't want to be the asshole holding up the line that I was just talking about. But I didn't really get to say anything to them, and I really wanted to say like something to the guy who plays the Dr. Geriatrics, because he's like my favorite character on the show, aside from like the Target employee. But either way, they were very chill, and I got a poster, and I got a tote bag, and I got a special thing signed. Alongside my little autograph booklet, I got... So, fun fact, I was a Nintendo fanboy, hardcore. Like, if you think I'm a big Nintendo fan now, meet me 10 years ago, and I was one of those insufferable, coping Nintendo fanboys who happened to own a Wii U. I got the 32 gig, like, black bottle, and sure enough, that thing has been collecting dust in my basement for the past 9 years, and it has a purpose. Everybody of Scott's stash, Scott's crew, signed my Wii U gamepad, And now it finally has a purpose again. Oh my God. It's been untouched for so long. And now I can finally say my Wii U has a purpose. It's gonna sit on my shelf and rot until the battery explodes, but hey, it's gonna have some pretty cool autographs on it. Did they get a chuckle out of it? So funny enough, I am not the only person who brought a Wii U to get signed, because the guy in front of me had brought the Wii U console. I, however, brought the gamepad. He didn't bring he only brought the console. Crazy part is it still works, because jokingly, some of the people who were waiting in line with me said, oh, you should try and turn it on. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. Doop. Why is it turning on? Why does it say it has full battery? So yeah, that's how I found out my Wii U gamepad does still work. Obviously I didn't get any signal out of it. It's funny because it posts to the home screen, but as soon as you try and load a game, because it recognized that Mario Kart 8 was still in the console. It recognized that the last game I played and was registered in the disk drive was Mario Kart. Oh, pardon me. I instinctively muted myself in VRChat thinking that was gonna mute the mic on stream. But yeah, I tried to load the game. No, of course it didn't work. Oh man. But it was cool. Like, it was very fun. Again, he was very nice. One big complaint. Oh my God. They need to, like, increase the AC in there. I know it's a big convention center. I don't even want to know how big the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center is. But they need industrial AC in there. Because I was hot. And so fucking sweaty. And oh my God, so many people fucking smell. I was saying this to Croa the other day, but I'm like, look, I know sometimes people have very legitimate reasons to not take a shower. Listen, sometimes, look, I haven't been to this point, but I know some people, hey, like you get to a really bad depressive state and taking a shower, like something like that, not easy. I totally get it. You're at a convention, you're with other people. If you're leaving the house, please just fucking take a shower. Yeah, no, I don't fucking blame you. And when it's a big con with so many people, good Lord, sometimes people just fucking stink. Because it's a big room with a lot of people squished together. Like, there were parts of the con which were so condensed that you had to be shoulder to shoulder with people. Oh my God. And it's like, it's not even just the no shower. It's the no shower, obviously no deodorant, no fucking Axe body spray. It's just pure gamer funk. And you wish you could say something. That's why FurCon's been selling deodorant. Dude, that's why fucking Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments force players to take a shower. Because it's considered a violation of the rules. It's the 6-2-1 rule, dude. Fucking furries make the joke about it, but it's a real fucking rule. 6 hours of sleep, 2 meals a day, 1 shower. Basic con etiquette. And if you don't follow that, leave. Like, that's the thing. That was the thing that really bothered me. Because there was a dude I was staying next to, not in the Scott the Woz line, but in a different line. Oh my God, every time I would walk by him, like when he would pass me in the line, I got a fucking whiff and it was nasty. Like, gross. Do you think it's best to shower before or after you sleep? I don't think there's really a wrong answer. I personally am a morning shower person. So I showered like right after I wake up in the morning because that helps wake me up. And I don't know, that gives you sort of that refreshed feeling when you start the day. Because if you shower before you go to sleep, after you've gone home, right, you're cleaning yourself up just for yourself, and you're probably gonna sweat when you go to bed, or at the very least, like, you know, you're just kind of wasting all that freshness time. I personally keep my bed sterile as fuck, so I shower before. That's fair. That's very fair. Depends on what you're doing. That's a good point as well. Depends on what you're doing. But I waited 2.5 hours for Scott the Woz. I got my Wii U signed, and I was off to the races. I had not really anything else that I wanted to do until the evening, so I walked around the convention center, and it looked exactly the same. I am not kidding. Aside from a few booths being moved around, man, they have a lot of the same vendors in a lot of the same places. I recognized a lot of people based on either their table orientation Or in some instances, I recognize the people. Same vendors selling the same things. Man, the competition must be stiff, but some of those guys must be like really, really competitive for a spot. I did see some new people, and the new people were very cool. But yeah, some people I kind of just knew to avoid because I knew their games were just going to be way too expensive. But I did find some deals on day one. First and foremost, relative to what I'll be doing later this week, though it's not the same game, Star Fox. I can now confidently say that my Super Nintendo collection finally has a copy of Star Fox. It was actually like the cheapest game in my that I bought this week. I don't know if I'd say best bang for my buck because there is another game I bought that I think was a better value. But $20 for a copy of Star Fox. Cannot fucking complain about that. It's a little dirty, but I'm of the opinion that I think games with some scuff or some grime, obviously I'm gonna clean it off to make sure it's not fucking disease-ridden, but at the same time, it's a thing of like, if there's scuff marks or like little tiny imperfections, I'm not gonna care. It's a part of history. It's got character. What I also found for $20 and was absolutely the best bang for my buck, no questions asked, was Mario Party DS. $20. You can't fucking argue with that. That is such a good deal. I was so happy to find a copy of Mario Party DS. Oh my god, that soda is so good. I was unbelievably happy. Complete in the box, manual included, game works. Thank you for the health check. I just took a sip of soda, but I'll take a sip of water, you motherfucker. I was really happy though. I love Mario Party DS, but I lost my childhood copy. And the only thing I have is one of those R4 carts from like way back in the day that does work on my 3DS, but now I can say I have a copy of Mario Party DS that just legitimately works. Yeah, it had everything, dude. Given the game, you should have gotten less for it. What do you mean? Mario Party DS is the best Mario Party. That is legit. That is like one of the best Mario Party games. What are you talking about? Also, how you doing, Indra? There is no way that price charting lists Mario Party DS complete inbox for anything less than like $20 fucking. That game is a classic. And I don't care. Listen, I found value in it. That's my thing. I found value in it. That game fucking rocks, dude. Best mini games, best boards, best character selection. Love it. 10 out of 10. No questions, Your Honor. But third game I bought on that day, because I usually wait until Sunday to buy the games that I buy at Too Many Games. I saw something, and I was curious. I saw a copy of Mario Party 3. Yeah, I know, I bought 2 Mario Parties in one day. Now, this is where the story gets kind of funny. Because this is an instance where either I got ripped off, or the seller got ripped off. Because I asked the guy how much it was. I was expecting $50. $50, $60. That's usually what it goes for. Okay, overall, just dealing with heat advisory. Oh, no, I don't fucking blame you. Make sure to stay cool, stay safe, stay inside, grab an ice cream, grab some water. But yeah, I was expecting $50, $60 for Mario Party 3. It's a highly sought after game. It's been a bit of a white whale of my Mario Party collection, like all the other fucking Mario Party games. So imagine my surprise when the guy looks me in the eye and says, yeah, dude, 25. And it's original? Yeah, it's original. It's an original copy. I'll do that. I give him $25, he gives me the fucking game. Now, this is the part where either I got ripped off or they got ripped off. Either one or the other. Because either I got told I got a legitimate copy and it was a reproduction and the guy lied to me or didn't know. Or because the guy walked away, looked at his phone, and then looked back to me and told me 25. Mario Party and Nintendo 64 games in general are some of the most reproduced, like, what's the term? not bootlegged. I guess bootlegged would be the right term, because it's the sense of like, they're being sold as if they are the real game, but they're not. Now, in the eBay listings, they'll say like reproduction copy, but what probably happened was the guy was looking on eBay, not price charting, big fucking mistake, saw there's a lot of people selling Mario Party 3 for like $20, $30. Okay, yeah, not knowing that they were reproduction. So again, either I got sold a copy of Mario Party 3 that is a reproduction copy, and the guy lied to me or didn't know, or I made off like a fucking bandit. Now here's the thing. I don't really care if it's a reproduction copy, because as long as it is a working copy of Mario Party 3, that's all I care about. I don't really care if it is a reproduction copy, because it's like, who cares? I don't really care. Like, would it be nice to own a real copy? Yeah, but as long as it's not a game I'm not dropping a lot of money on, I don't mind. Like, I am the guy who paid fucking $300 for my copy of Earthbound. If I found out that game is a fake, I am finding whoever sold it to me and I'm beating the hell out of them in Minecraft. But if I'm paying $25 for a copy of Mario Party 3 and oops, it's a bootleg, I don't mind all that much. You paid what? Oh, have I never said that? Would you believe that's $100 less than what people usually pay for it? That was my big expense. That was my biggest expense. I think that is the most I've ever paid for a game. Ever. I've never paid that much for fucking... They may be missing 300 bones. They may be missing 300 bones when you find... No, the guy did confirm it is a real copy. That is the most expensive video game in my collection, the most valuable one. I own Pokemon Fire Red, and that shit isn't half as expensive. Actually, that's right. Especially for what I paid for it. Good lord. I'm taking a sip of water. Listen, I am allowed to spend a lot of money on nice things I want. Especially if it's got big returns. Because that game has been fluctuating in price like hell. But yeah, so 3 games for a total of like $65. I'll buy that, dude. I'll buy that for $65. So I walked around a little bit more, was still in awe at the price of food at the con. God damn, there's like hair right in front of the viewfinder and it's getting in my eyes. Was still in awe of the price of food at the venue, and I was like, never mind, I'm going to Wendy's. So I went to Wendy's for dinner, came back, and then 8 o'clock rolled around, and it was time for Throne Controllers, presented by the Runaway Guys, minus Nintendo Capri Sun, featuring Josh Jepson. And it was fun. It was really fun this year. Weirdly enough, the first guy who got called up actually won overall, because what wound up happening was, so for those of you who've never been to Throne Controllers, it is a video game quiz/challenge show where a random number is called up, and if it's your number, you have to pick a number 1 through 10, and you either have to answer a video game trivia question, like what screenshot is this from, what stages is this game from, like, you know, stuff like that. You either have to play a video game solo against one of the hosts or against a random audience member, stuff like that. It's all randomized, you pick numbers, and then depending on your score, you win more and more prizes. Grand prize this year, much like last year, was a brand new Nintendo Switch 2, though this time with a free game voucher between your choice of Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and Pokopia. Really fun, really cool. I didn't get picked this year again, but I had fun. First guy who got picked won because his first pick was something called Deal with the Devil, where you have the option to continue your challenge like normal, or you can specifically request, like if you took the deal with the devil, you would get harder questions and challenges, but if you succeeded, you got double the points. So naturally everybody goes for it because everybody is a gambler at their heart. super fucking insane that the guy won 2 challenges and won 4 points, and for the rest of the night, nobody got close. The closest was somebody who got 2 points. So the first guy walked away with a brand new Switch 2, as well as a few other extra goodies like a Runaway Guys print, a Pizza Tower cup, and I think like a keychain. But fucking insane that the man just gets a brand new Nintendo Switch 2. That's not the craziest thing that happened that night. I've recounted this story to multiple people, and it is still the funniest fucking thing. So, what happened was, somebody got called up to the challenge, and Chugga recognized their cosplay. I forget what it was from. I think it was like Shin Megami Tensei or like something like that. Oh my god, wait a second. Never mind. I thought the screen wasn't full screen. I'm seeing like the gray borders, right? Yeah, I'm seeing like the gray borders of OBS, and I thought that was just empty space. I thought you guys were getting a super like windowed view of stream, and we've been going for an hour. But so yeah, person in the cosplay tells Chugga like, "Oh my god, I didn't know you knew this, you're so cool." And Chugga goes, "Man, I wish somebody would call me a loser for once." And Claire, Proton John, goes, "I'll call you a loser for $10. And so Chugga stands up, reaches into his pocket, and throws like a wad of bills at her. And he says, "No, pick them up, count them." She does, and Josh, behind the two of them, goes, that's like $4. The crowd's going nuts, but Claire, in a stroke of genius, I don't know what this arc is, by the way, this Findom arc of of Claire's is, but she gently pushes Chugga back down into his seat and says, "Sit down and shut up." And then into the microphone says, "You are the biggest loser to have ever given me $4. Crowd goes nuts. Chugga is stunned, by the way. I've never seen this man this wide-eyed and shocked. But then grabs his mic and says, "Yeah, but that's like $4 American. That's like $1,000 Canadian." He never misses because she lost her shit and then said, "Worst part is I can't even disagree." Oh, where my Canadians at? Where my Canadians at? I'll give you $4 and you can buy a house. Oh man. It was hilarious, and all I could think about was, where are the Proton Conroy shippers now, and how would they feel about this? Absolutely incredible. Masterful banter. Sorry, but it turns out a whip and riding crop. Oh, did she get a fucking whip and riding crop gifted? Really? That's awesome. Good for her. Oh, man. Great night, though. Wonderful way to spend the night. I was hoping I could get to meet them after the show, but they were so busy with cleanup. Claire was talking to somebody. Josh was also talking to somebody. Chugga was doing a lot of cleanup, but I was like, I don't want to step on toes. You know, I'm going to see them tomorrow. I waited for like maybe 5 minutes, and I was like, fuck it. The con's closing. I'm just going to go back to the hotel. Went back to the hotel, went to sleep, woke up, like 9:30 the next morning. Got up, got showered, and got in cosplay, because I cosplayed again this year. Last year, I did 2 cosplays. I cosplayed as Luigi from the Brothers Mario, the Rude Jack animations, and who else did I cosplay last year? That's right, the photographer from Earthbound. This year, I just cosplayed as Duster from Mother 3, and I had a blast. Side note, I forgot my shoes. Specifically my shoes that look like Duster's shoes, which really sucked. And I was like, well, I could just walk around in sneakers. There's a Target nearby. Target sells men's shoes. Lucky for me, they had a pair of brown dress shoes for $40. Were just my size. my cosplay looked fucking awesome. Walked around all day, all morning, dressed as Duster, looked the part, grew out my beard specifically so I could shave it in the Duster pattern, looked great, looked really good in my opinion. I get there early enough to be in the standing group at the Neko stage, so I'm one of the first 100 people in, right? I beeline for the autograph booth because this morning, the Runaway guys have a signing. Except Josh Jepson wasn't there. So I'd spent all that time 3D printing a little Mother 3 statue because he had just finished playing Mother 3 on stream, and now it just wasn't gonna go to him. But I was like, you know what? Maybe one of the other two can give it to him, or maybe I could just give it to somebody else. Who knows, right? We'll see what happens. Pardon me, I need another sip of water. I'm talking a lot. That's the problem with these VRChat streams. But I got there early. I'd say I got online at about 11:10-ish. I was one of the first people in line. Thank God I didn't have to wait long. Oh my God. I still waited like an hour. Because here's the thing. Scott the Wise is a big YouTuber. But he's still relatively recent. He's only been making videos maybe within the past like 10-ish years. Chugga Conroy and Proton John have been at this for like 20. So their fans are very dedicated. And some of them took a long time to talk. And again, to be fair, a lot of it was back and forth communication. So it's not like they were just talking at them. They were like, yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's really nice. Oh, you want to do the picture now? No, you're still talking? Okay. No, they were having like legit conversations and they were super cool. What was it though? Oh, that's right. Claire had texted. So what happened was, doors open at 11. Runaway guy signing starts at 11:30. Line immediately fills up. Everybody's antsy and excited. 11:20 rolls around. There's Chugga Conroy. Yeah, everyone's clapping and cheering. And he makes a joke. He's like, "Wow, I didn't know all I had to do was sit down. See you guys later." 5 minutes rolls around and we get an announcement. Proton John is reportedly not feeling well. There's a possibility that she will not be showing up for today's signing. If you are just here to see Chugga Conroy, you can come to the front of the line. And like 3 people got to the front of the line, and because everyone else was like, well, I really wanted to meet them both actually. Like, or some people were just like, I just really wanted to meet Proton John. So yeah, like nobody really moved. And like after those first few people left who were just there to see Chugga, some of the other people who were already at the front of the line were like, all right, fuck it. I guess I'm not going to meet Proton John today. But a miracle struck because at around 11:40-ish, as I got closer to the front of the line, there she was. And everybody's clapping and cheering and everybody's, the big standing ovation. And yeah, she was there. She looked great. She didn't look even a little bit sick. So maybe she just wasn't feeling well that morning, but I was happy that she was there and happy that she was feeling well enough to be at the signing. I get up there, full Duster cosplay. I say, oh my God, I've been such a big fan of yours for a long time. And Chugga goes, I've been such a fan of you for a long time, Duster. And I didn't know what to say. So I had the both of them sign my little autograph booklet. I told them I've been a big fan of yours since I was a little kid. I was maybe 10 years old, and Claire, I found you through Chugga, and your videos and your streams are great. I tune in like a bunch. Chugga really is that kind of. He is so unapologetically funny. Like he is so quick on the goddamn draw, dude. Like the man knows what to say, when to say it. Fucking hell. But yeah, so it was fun. It was really nice to see them. It was really cool to meet them, and I got a photo of them in cosplay. And I styled my hair specifically in a way that looks like Duster's, but the problem is Duster looks like he's balding, and there's no definitive hairstyle for Duster. The hair that I styled looked good for the cosplay. I did not look that good. And it was only pointed out to me by a friend of mine when I showed them the photo, and they were like, wow, dude, your hair. And I was like, oh, no, it's styled like that for a cosplay. And then I was like, yeah, wow, it really does work for the cosplay, but fuck me. I have to take another photo. Oh, well, hey, maybe that'll happen tomorrow. But I also thought, you know what? If I don't, I got a photo with them. They were really chill. They were very cool. They signed my little booklet. Whatever, right? Got out of line. Vinesauce's line had already filled up, and it was moving at a slower pace, which really blew, because I did have something for Vinny, but sadly, when I was showing it off to someone in the Runaway Guys line, the print broke because it was a little 3D printed amiibo of Scoot from Animal Crossing. But the tension, right? Like the tension points between the top of the legs and the bottom of the body was so thin that when I accidentally dropped it back in my bag, it just... it was such a shame, but yeah, I know. But here's the thing. Not gonna be the last time I see Vinesauce. I can do it again, and I can make it better. I can make it with better sort of strength points where it's not gonna snap that easily. And plus, I've already seen Vinny. Like, this wasn't the first time I've seen Vinesauce. Excuse me, like an itch in my nose. So, if anything, it was just a missed opportunity to give him something cool. And worse than that, if I had given it to him, it would have broken and he would have been like, oh, well, damn. All right, that sucks. Need to take another sip of water. Yeah. So, it was a shame. It really did suck, but oh well. But what I did get to give were a whopping 5 things for the Runaway Guys. First, I got to give Claire a gift for Lucajin, her wife. I got to give her a little 3D printed sort of lanyard badge of her VTuber model sitting on a horse that looked like her VTuber model, because if you don't know, Lucajin is a VTuber, and her model is like a horse, like half horse, half woman, not centaur, like a... Is there like a name for that, where it's like a human with animal attributes? Because I know there's like the term Neko, but I think that's for cats, right? Uma. Yeah, okay. So she's an Uma. Actually, one of the games that threw controllers was a horse racing game, and Claire specifically said, we put this here at MagFest specifically for Luca because she really wanted to see it be done. Kemonono? Is that how you pronounce it? Interesting. Yeah, Uma is the horse one specifically. I know that now. But I gave Claire that. She said, funny enough, she said like, yeah, I saw the orange and I had a feeling that was for Luca. But then I showed them the little Mother 3 statue, and I said, this was actually for Josh, but I know he's not here. You know, is there any way you can give it to him? And Claire said, yeah, I'm gonna see him in a couple months. You just give it to me, I'll pass it along. But then there was the big thing. My proudest achievement. I had given Claire and Chugga, as well as Nintendo Capri Sun, who couldn't be there, these little 3D printed statues celebrating 15 years of the Runaway Guys. It is a 3D print of their logo, so it's like got some lines on it, and it's got TRG written in the middle. And on each of the 4 corners, because it's like a square, on each of the 4 corners, one corner had a Power Star from Mario. On one corner, it was Donkey Kong, because Chugga Conroy always plays as Donkey Kong, unless he's not available, but in terms of like Mario Party, Fortune Street stuff. Sorry, I'm talking really fast and it's hot. So, it's Donkey Kong holding a little heart-shaped box. If you've ever heard of the video Chugga's Lost Innocence, you know what this is a reference to. Long story short, Chugga Conroy did not know the meaning of what a heart-shaped box is and said he was inside of daisies. So that's really funny. Daisy's heart-shaped box, exactly. In another corner was Waluigi holding a dress because fucking best Fortune Street moment was when Claire put in a shit ton of money into one of her shops, and I think landing on it was like 800 gold, and when they looked at what it was a wedding boutique, and they lost their fucking mind. So the joke of Waluigi's wedding boutique it just became like a big joke. So it's Waluigi holding a wedding dress and like doing that sort of thing. And for Yoshi, it's Yoshi, well, for Nintendo Capri Sun, it's Yoshi holding 2 peas, because in their Wheel of Fortune playthrough, in one of them at least, the cold open was fucking Nintendo Capri Sun going, "You want to touch my letters, Vanna? I know you want to." And fucking Suga goes, "What letters are you talking about, Tim? Your consonants or your vowels?" And Tim goes, "My PP, you know, or my D." So it's Yoshi holding 2 panels with P and P written on them. So, and they loved it. Fucking Suga's jaw dropped. He was like, he was in awe. He was like, "This is like the coolest thing that someone's given us. It's like a big TRG thing." Now, I told them it was fragile, but I told them that the way the characters went in is they had little pegs on their feet. And they got to see this because Yoshi had already come off one of the figures. But thankfully they said, you know, it's really tight. Like, it's a tight fit, but like they said, look, we'll disassemble it and we'll try and put it back together, you know, when we're back like at our respective places. And I thought to myself, like, look, even if they don't get back like safely, there's still like a 3D print of their logo. And I mean, I hope that's cool. I hope that's cool. Oh, why is TTS not working? God damn it, it's because Bikobot needs an update. God damn it. Seth, can you go ahead and can you go refund those points to Boris? Also, hi, Boris. Well, they approve of the link, never leave again. Hold on, let me go ahead and authentication reset. Oh, it's gonna reset authentication. All right, so TTS is just not gonna be actually, it might not be. All right, let's read this. Kimono Mimi just means animal ears, and it's pretty much all encapsulating for human characters that have animal ears and tails, otherwise on human characters. Bigobot needs to update like every 4 days. Yeah, but to be fair, the fucking Twitch API changes like every 3 days, so it's just Bigobot playing catch up with Twitch. But I got to meet the Runaway guys. That was fun. That was so cool. I got to meet them again, really, because I didn't. Well, actually, no, because last year I got cut off. I got to meet Chugga Conroy again, because I did get to see Chugga Conroy last year. I didn't get to meet Claire, but hey, I got to formally and finally meet them in cosplay, and I looked a bit like shit because I had been standing there for an hour in the hot ass convention center, so I was already pretty fucking sweaty. Again, I'm sorry if you guys are hearing me fuck around with my headset. Hair in the viewfinder, don't want it to get in my eyes. So, yeah, I already needed to eat, and I was like, I am not giving up my parking spot. Fuck it. I'll eat lunch here. Wow. I think the least bang for my buck that I got at the convention center was paying like, how much did I pay? Hot dog was like $6. Fries were like $7. Yeah, so it was like $13. And that wasn't. What was I? I was Duster from Mother 3. So, yeah, too many dollars. You're fucking right, dude. Least bang for my buck was spending that much money on a hot dog and fries, where the hot dog was okay and the fries were fine. You paid $6 for a hot dog. Costco's, no, it's not. No, it's not. There is no Costco nearby. The closest fucking thing to me was a Wendy's, and I didn't want to leave my really nice parking spot. So, pardon me for not wanting to give up a parking spot that was right near the convention center instead of having to walk a mile away in cosplay. So I walked around again, and yeah, oh God, what did I do? What did I do on Saturday? Saturday, weirdly enough, wasn't actually that eventful compared to Friday. I tried to look for some of the other booths, because fun fact, some of the celebrity guests this year were pretty goddamn cool. There was David Hayter, the voice of Solid Snake. There was Ian James Corlett, the former voice actor for Goku. There was Steve Blum, former voice actor for Vegeta. There was Jason Griffith, who voiced Sonic and Shadowed in the sort of mid-2000s Sonic games. I need you to know how funny it is to rage bait you. Yes, DoorDash would deliver, but I'd be paying more. I would rather pay like $14 for a mid hot dog and fries than fucking $25 for McDonald's. Saturday, you went to hang out with Ember. I would have eaten dirt or a carrot at best, but I'm not paying $6 for a hot dog. No, that's where you're mistaken. It was like $6 each. Not $6 total, $6 each. Yep, Steve Blum is Wolverine. Isn't David Hayter? No. Who played Deadpool? Like in a, there's like a Deadpool voice actor who was there. Either way. I'm sorry, $12 then. Well, that's what I'm saying. Dude, $6 for a hot dog and fries? I'll pay that easily. $6 each for hot dog and fries, $6 each. That's a bit of a harder pill to swallow. Nolan North was also there. Thank you. Yeah, Nolan North was there. So literally Deadpool and Wolverine were both there. And cool enough, the original voice actress for Ranma from Ranma 1/2, if you're familiar with that, she was there, which was really cool. I like going to Kentucky Otaku Con, where you can meet an anime, cartoon, and maybe some old school wrestlers. That's pretty fucking cool. No, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds were not there. Steve Blum and Nolan North. Excuse me. As close as it was hidden. The closest thing was a fucking Target. Everything else was such a miles long walk. Please tell me the condiments. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, the condiments were free. Yeah, we don't do that here. What fucking kind of crazy place do you pay for your well, actually, there are some places there. Like Wendy's is doing that now. That's fun. Fried chicken. What about fried chicken? They did have chicken tenders, and that was like what every other person there was ordering because, you know, it's a gaming convention and like it's basically it's basically you just have a giant building full of autistic people. And that's not an insult. I am being 100% serious. that is such a mouthful. I had to pay one. That is a pound. It's not a euro. I know the difference. I had to pay £1 for condiments in my fish. £1? Dude, at least at fucking Wendy's, like the Wendy's like scorching sauce is like 50 cents extra. We're going in sub and decline behind you. Yeah, let's go in the. Oh, I didn't buy a ticket for the Runaway 5. Shit. Well, back to one it we go. I'm so glad the camera came with me because it'd be really funny if the camera didn't come with me. Oh, let's find somewhere new to actually go. Let's go to Tucson. Let's see. What's a wow, I am huge. I can't go to the hospital, bro. Let's go to the market, actually. Let's go to the little market in Tucson. There's the Chaos Theater with the Runaway 5. It's funny, you can tell this is based off the, excuse me, the English, like this is based off of Earthbound, not Mother 2. Because the Runaway 5 don't look like Blues Brothers, they look like, they have that kind of Mario and Luigi sort of look. This is a nice backdrop. Yeah, I like this. To be fair, Ness is like a kid. Yeah, but the adults still can go in the buildings. As autistic myself, an entire building full of autistic people sounds like a nightmare. Yeah, you get people from all sorts of flocks of life at these kinds of gaming conventions. He's got his Papa John's.
Hey Link, are we like a dynamic duo like Mario and Luigi? I must know.
I mean... Bree, thank you for the 5-stream streak, by the way. Let's see. What else did I miss while I was walking? Mostly it just reminded me of one of the biggest KFC where you can, there's an all-you-can-eat buffet at a KFC. That's insane. I think you should go to the hospital. You clearly developed a gigantism. So yeah. So Saturday, walked around a little bit more, paid way too much for food. What, actually, let me take a look at my schedule. What did I do? Guidebook. There we go. Too many games. That's right. I entered in the Pikmin 4 Dandori. Did you know? That was really good timing. Let's see. What's a good did you know? What's a good fun fact? Okay. not going to spoil anything for Chapter 5 of Deltarune, but did you know there is a reference to Mother 1 in Chapter 5 of Deltarune, specifically to a glitch known as the breadcrumb path glitch. I'm not going to say what it is, but there is a specific setup you do in Deltarune that shows you a image of a gray empty field with very specific grass sprites, and it is blatantly a reference to a glitch in Mother 1 known as the breadcrumb glitch. Very freaky, very desolate, looks kinda terrifying. But I entered the Pikmin 4 Dandori Challenge tournament. I lost horribly, just like I did last year. Funny enough, I did actually run into the guy who beat me last year, who is the reigning champion for 3 years running. Oh my god, he's too fucking good at the game. Last year, he was dressed as a purple Pikmin in a pimp outfit. I called him the Purple Pimpman. This year, he was dressed as Leafling Olimar, but with Jesus robes. He had a custom head and everything. The dude is the biggest Pikmin 4 fan I've ever seen. But fun fact, I actually found out that this person knows Rakton. You know Rakton, the creator of Pikmin 2 Regrown? Funny enough, they know each other. And I found this out because I talked to Rakton. I said, hey, I'm in the Pikmin 4 Dandori tournament, wish me luck. And she was like, oh, good, cool, good luck. And I was like, yeah, there's a guy here who's dressed like Jesus, Olimar. He's got long hair. And she was like, he's got like a mustache, long hair. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, yeah, I know that guy. Wish him good luck for me. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Small world. And when I lost, by the way, cupped my hands over my mouth because she asked me to do this. And I said, play Pikmin 2 Regrown. It's a great mod. And as I was leaving, I ran into a Blue Sky Mutual known as Rusty Doodlebot, who also knows Rakton. So, the very small world. But unfortunately, going to the Pikmin 4 Dandori Challenge meant I was actually late to the Nintendo cosplay photo shoot, which really blew. Like, that was genuinely a little disheartening. Pardon me. So, I wound up finding out that by the time I had gotten there, which, by the way, I had gotten there maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes after it had started, because I was like so late into the bracket, and then by the time I was out, it was like 4:15, and the event started at 4. But apparently they had already taken the group cosplay photo shoot, and they were like, all right, well, we did it outside, and now it's raining, so we're done. If you want to take individual shoots, we're going to do it inside, but thanks for coming, everybody. So I missed the big group shoot. And I was like, damn, that blows. But thankfully, they were still doing individual shoots inside. So I said, fuck it. I got in, did a few cool duster poses. And then I looked around and I saw a bunch of Mother cosplayers just hanging out. And I was like, fuck it. I recognize some of those guys. I saw some of those guys earlier and I was like, Mother bros, what's up? And we talked for a little bit. We were like, do you want to do like an impromptu Mother cosplay photo shoot? And we were like, fuck it, yeah.
Me of an idea I had once, because in Pixar Cars the Pope Mobile is in there, which means there must be a car Jesus. So I was gonna go to a con as Jesus Chrysler. Never happened though.
Jesus Chrysler, that's great. But yeah, so Mother Bros and I, we got to do a big cosplay photo shoot. There was another Duster, there were 2 Kumatoras, there were 2 Lucases, there was a Ness, there was Klaus. I think that was it. I think that was everybody. So we did a few photos. One of the other Dusters and a Kumatora did a little one-on-one, excuse me, did a little duo shoot. Very cute, very nice. Got to meet some of them, got some of their Discords. Very nice people. Fucking adore them to bits. Love you, Mother Bros. Went back to the tournament. Olimar Jesus was in the finals of the Dandori Challenge up against another guy. And people were shouting and chanting, best of 3! And just Olimar Jesus won the first round. And then he lost the second round. And then the third round, it was all down to it. And then, boom, Olimar Jesus won. Now, I had come back there actually because there was going to be a Mario Party 4 tournament I wanted to enter in, but holy shit, I'm so glad I got back when I did, because that was the biggest hype moment I've ever seen. People were so fucking excited for the guy. And he was so chill about it. It was close, too. It was close. Fucking awesome. He died for your Pikmins. So, very fucking cool. Talking a lot this stream. I'm gonna need a lozenge. But when the Pikmin 4 tournament was over, it was then time for the Mario Party tournament. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if this was going to be like Mario Party in the sense of like we're going to play some 10-round matches or what. Turns out we were just doing a minigame battle mode, which is basically game randomly picks minigames and first to 3 points wins. So I entered and I actually got decently far. I got into the second bracket or third bracket. One of the tournaments I entered in, I got into the second bracket, so I beat 2 people. Did I get into second bracket in Mario Party? I did. I beat the first group of people. Fucking not a clean sweep, but I did beat them. Beat the second group of people. Played as Luigi both rounds. I have proven my curse right. If I am not Luigi, I don't win. Because the third round, I noticed the other guy had also been playing as Luigi, and I was like, you know what? I'm willing to give up Luigi. I'll play Donkey Kong. I'll be nice. I'll be courteous. My courteousness was met with me swiftly losing the third round, and I gotta be greedy, man. I gotta start picking Luigi. I gotta start being the guy that exclusively plays as Luigi. If anybody else wants to play as Luigi, too fucking bad. I'm Luigi. So, yeah, I lost. It sucks. I've yet to see you win as Luigi. I win a lot as Luigi. What the fuck are you talking about? I win a lot of Mario Party and Fortune Street. Unless Pan-Pan's there. But, yeah, it kinda sucked, but oh well. Hey, the big thing was I was there for fun. I was there for a good time, right? And that's what I had. I had a good time. I enjoyed my time, and that's the most important part. So, yeah, that's basically what I did on Saturday. There wasn't really much else to do. I didn't buy anything because I was like, you can't really get a good deal on Saturday. So, Highest win ratio with Luigi. His win ratio with everyone else is 0. Oh God, is that actually true? Is that actually like properly true that I've not won? Have I really not won as another character? Oh my God, that might be right. Like I've said it as a half joke, but I'm like thinking there has to be a time I won as Toad or something or Donkey Kong. Oh God, no, I don't think there is. I mean, infamously, there was a stream I did with Radica and Driz where he picked Luigi and I was courteous and I lost terribly. No, I definitely win less when I'm Luigi. My win ratio when I'm not Luigi is a lot worse than when I am Luigi. Which is why I need to be Luigi every time I play a game. But that was Saturday. Saturday was pretty big. Not as big as I thought. I did miss a few panels and meetups I wanted to go to. Like, I did want to see Vine Sauce, but that line was not moving. I think there was a Scott the Woz panel, but I just didn't really care all too much. Big downgrade, by the way. Open letter to Too Many Games. After Party is cool as a concept, but the free concerts are so much better. Because this year they didn't do the free concerts. You had to pay to get into the after party unless you were VIP. And the bands they got this year just weren't as like oriented for the con. Like they had, I think the biggest thing, they had like a Blink 182 cover band. Last year they had Red Vox, AVGN's band, I forget what they're called, and fucking, oh, dude, I forget their name, but they're the ones who do a bunch of parody songs, like death metal, like nursery rhymes. They did that fucking parody of Let the Bodies Hit the Floor, but it's fucking I Can Only Count to 4. The biggest downgrade was fucking they didn't get, what's his name from Crush 40 back. They didn't get, I can't remember his name, but the guy from Crush 40. Like, man, like, it blew. Like, it really was just such a letdown where it's like, yeah, a Blink-182 cover band. It's like, this has something to do with video games? Red Vox is Vinesauce's band. James Rolfe's band is James Rolfe's band. Fucking, the Crush 40 is Sonic. What does Blink-182 have to do with video games aside from Tony Hawk? And even then, it's a cover band. Like, Vinesauce was there selling Red Vox merch. Like, I understand if Vinny didn't want to do the venue. I understand if any of them didn't want to do the venue, but at the same time, it's like, find bands that are related to video games. After Party just doesn't hit the same as free concert. It's exceptionally easy to sneak into those parties. Oh, I don't doubt it. Even though, actually, security at Too Many Games was pretty fucking heightened. You know, you can't take risks with crowds of like 20,000 plus people. Actually, so funny you say that. That band broke up. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. The Death Metal band, they broke up. I know, I'm sad too. But either way, I had a good Saturday. Then Sunday rolled around, and that was the day where I was like, I need to hunt for deals. I need to find some good deals. So first thing I did, I ran to that con. I was in the 4th row seats of the Neko stage. I had learned my lesson. I was getting in there as one of the first groups of people. Sure enough, I got in there, and you know what happened? As the guy who last year got cut off at the line to meet the Runaway Guys, and this year had to wait an hour. I was first in line this year, baby. First in line. I knew that was gonna happen. First in line. First person. Second person to actually meet them because there was a VIP person who came in after me. They were like, VIP goes first. I mean, fair enough, but like, come on, man. I mean, here's the thing. I knew the guy in the VIP line. He was a really cool guy, so obviously I wasn't gonna care either way, but it was like, you know what? If I'm gonna lose my first spot, I'd rather it be to the guy cosplaying Peter Griffin. Not kidding. Would have been funnier if you exploded. But yeah, I got to meet, once again, now out of cosplay, Proton John and Chugga Conroy. I had them sign the little cards they hand out for Throne controllers. I got to tell them, hey, I was here yesterday, and they actually remembered me when I said that. Got to take another picture, a much nicer picture. Great fucking experience. Again, super nice. They were fucking, Proton John even said, wait, so you came here last year and you decided to come back to see us? Why? Which was just really funny. Very, very on brand for her to make a joke like that. Ah. She has a point though. But yeah, I got to see them again. Walked around for a little bit, entered a Smash 64 tournament, lost to a big VTuber. She has like 50,000 followers or something like that. In fact, Seth, would it be possible, because I know I sent you her Twitter, could we get a shout out for Imasuki? I think that's what her username is. If you could go quickly look up her channel and give her a shout out. Because she was very nice. She was very cool. Oh my god, she wiped the floor with me. So bad that after she kicked my ass in the first round where she was Kirby and I was Slippy, we just kind of sat there on the character select, and just like after a minute, she was like, do you want to change your character? And I was like, yeah, I'll be Luigi. She then proceeded to kick my ass again. That's Luigi. But in cooler news, there was a loser's bracket. It was double elimination loser's bracket. I got through one round of the loser's bracket, beat one guy as Lucas. I then lost. Not this bad this time. Imakuni, thank you, that's her. Yeah, so go ahead and follow Imakuni. Very cool VTuber, very cool person. She was very sweet, very nice, very good at Smash Bros. Good lord. Oh, little too good. I mean, to be fair, Kirby is like the only top tier in that fucking game, so. But After that, I walked around a little bit more and I was like, now it is time to really hunt for deals. One thing I really wanted. I wanted a copy of Mario Superstar Baseball. I love that game. You guys should know I love that game. I play it a lot on stream. Excuse me. Your cat turned off your PC? No. One person add to the wheel. I should add her to the wheel. But yeah. I really wanted Mario Superstar Baseball. Oh, it's so expensive. I hate GameCube collection. It fucking sucks. It sucks. It sucks. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Every copy I found was no less than $85. I saw a copy selling for $110 with manual. Ooh. Oh my God. Are you fucking with me? $100 for a baseball game? And I was like, man, that's a really hard pill to swallow. Every time I came around, I was like, yeah, hey, what can you do? And they were like, yeah, we can knock it down to like 80. Okay, I'll see you later. I did get a good deal though, I will say, on a different game, totally different game. I saw a copy of Kirby 64 and the Crystal Shards, $55. I told the guy, look, I'll be real with you. Can we do 40? He was like, can you meet me somewhere in the middle? Can we do 50? I said, can we do 45? Yeah, fuck it. I'm just trying to get rid of the game. So, $45. I paid like $5 more than it sells for, according to price charting. Hey, I'll pay a little bit extra. It's a great game. I want it for my collection, and it's an original copy. So take that, despite what I said earlier about not caring that much. But I walked around more, and I was like, man, I really want Mario Baseball. I really want Mario Baseball. So I went to this one guy who had 2 copies, whopping 2. And I said to him, look, what is the best you can give me? Because this guy was actually selling it at a little bit lower. Didn't have manual, but he was selling it for about $80. And I said, look, can you do anything better for me? And he's like, look, I'll level with you. I will give you price charting price. I will give you the exact price that this game sells for, no manual, but with packaging and disc, fully works. I know it works. I've tested it. So I said, like, look, I have $55 in my wallet right now. And he's like, I will not go lower than 70. I said, really? And he's like, look, you can give me the 55 and then Venmo me 15 and we'll call it even. But other than that, I'm sorry, I can't do it. So I said, let me think about it. And much like I'm doing right now, I walked around, looked at some other ones, looked at some games. Oh yeah, okay, that's Double Dash going for $125. That's Earthbound going for $400. Okay, yeah, that's a reproduction copy of Mother 3 going for $40. Okay, that's Mother 1 on the NES. Okay, that's that. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. I gave that man the last $55 I had in my wallet, Venmoed him another 15, and I now have a copy of Mario Superstar Baseball. Fully works. It's beautiful. It's more than I would have liked to have paid, but I was pretty good this year with money. I could afford a stupid purchase. And compared to what it goes for on eBay and price charting websites, I paid about as much as you usually pay. I did not overpay compared to what other people are selling it for. I overpaid more than the normal person would. Considering I am somewhat of a collector, sure, fine, fuck it. The guy was really nice. I thought to myself, look, that guy's cutting me a deal. He's not upcharging me. He's not upselling me. He's not giving me a dog shit copy of the game. He's giving me a legit working copy. It just doesn't have the manual, and he's selling it literally at no profit to himself compared to what he was going to. Like, he probably is getting like, what, $10 profit compared to like $25 profit, which, you know, it's apples and oranges, like, or maybe that's not the right term, but like comparatively, like, yeah, he's still making money, but fuck it, he I'm not saying he sold it at a loss and he was being generous and everything. Obviously, he's still selling the game at a markup, especially compared to what it originally sold for. But in this volatile resale market, he could have made bank. And instead, he just sold it to me for literally about what the game is worth on the resale market. Do I regret buying it? No. Would I have liked to have paid less for it? Yes. But again, it was my stupid purchase. And all in all, I walked away with this. All of these nice things. Mario Party 3, Mario Party DS, Star Fox, 20 to 25 each. Pardon me. Kirby 64, $45. Mario Superstar Baseball, $70. A pack of Too Many Games mascot stickers. By the way, the theme of this year was Pikmin, which is why I felt like I had to go. These stickers, $7 for the sticker sheet. The plushes, $25 for the whole pack, which actually felt like a pretty good deal. Scott the Woz signature, Scott the Woz poster, and Scott the Woz tote bag, completely free. Complimentary of Scott the Woz. Holy fuck. And then I said, fuck it. I've too many'd my last game, and I was ready to go home. And go home I did. Smooth drive back home, stopped at an Outback Steakhouse on my way, had a delicious sirloin steak with a bloomin' onion. And yeah, I'd say I had a good time. Am I going back this year? Not without friends. Something I noticed about this con, it's kind of boring without friends. Not saying I didn't have a good time, but I had a few people who I asked and a few people who said they would have wanted to go if the timing worked better. Seth, I know the trip was too expensive for you. Same goes for Croa. Said they wanted to go, but they had their reasons to not go. Sheep had a con in April, and they said they just couldn't make up the funds. Mumu said the timing just didn't work out for her. Everybody that I asked who wanted to go, I even had some like non-VTuber, like this sort of space friends who said I would have loved to have gone, but the timing just doesn't work out. So I had to go alone this year. Next year, however, I have plenty of people who say, hey, look, let's make it work. Sheep really wants to go. Croa said, we're going to make it happen. I don't care what you say. It's not a maybe, it's a definitely. Let's see. Mango, thank you for the 5-stream streak, by the way. Flying is way too expensive. I know. Yeah. Found a Slugger manual on eBay. That's Sluggers. I'm talking about Mario Superstar Baseball. This is the GameCube one. What got me into liking rabbits? I don't know. They're just cute. They're just funny little guys. All right. Real talk. I need to use the bathroom. I don't know if you've been noticing me bouncing back and forth a lot more than I usually do. I need to use the bathroom. I'm going to put myself on BRB. I'm going to run to the bathroom. When we're back, I'm going to talk a little more about the con. Then we're going to do a little bit of world hopping. So let me throw some music on for you guys, and I will be right back. And we are back. Whoops, wrong screen. There we are. Now we're in Winters. Why not? So, yeah. Too Many Games was fun. I had a good time. I had a very good time. Like I said, though, I probably will want to go with friends next year. I have a few people who say they're interested, a few people who say that they're not just interested, they are going to make it happen. And yeah, I mean, I had a good time. But I made an observation, and I talked about this earlier, but I want to expand upon my thoughts more. Video game cons and comic cons are wickedly different from furry con. This is not a summer song, dude. Hi, Yosh. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad to be back, but I had a great time. This is not a summer song. What are you fucking talking about? Coconut Mall is a jaunty fucking tune. This is a pirate song. Bomb Battlefield Latin guitar? Kind of fucks. Anyway, yeah, very different from furry cons. And I forget who I said this to, but I don't think I'm wrong when I say furry cons are just glorified meetups for friends. Meanwhile, like, video game cons are actual conventions, you know? Midwest Fur Fest is not a convention, it is a big hangout with vendors. Currently in Chattanooga. Whoa, gonna be finding some dinner soon, then hit up a pinball museum. Very cool. But yeah, I mean, realistically, furry conventions are big hangouts and video game cons are conventions. Like traditional walk around, meet people, buy things, and meet celebrities and participate in events. furry cons have that stuff, but it's really not about that. In fact, I would probably guess that there's a number of people that go to these big furry conventions not to actually go to the convention, but just to see friends or other people. Pardon me. Like, I would not be shocked if, like, there were people who went to Midwest Fur Fest or AnthroCon next year and are not even going to step foot in the convention center. But it's two different experiences, you know? So who am I to say one is and one isn't? But it's just interesting to me. Totally different experiences. All in all, I'm very happy. Very happy I went. Happy with the haul. Happy with the people I met. Happy with the people I got to talk to. The events I attended. The stuff I came home with. I cannot complain one little bit. For some people go to furry cons to do other things. Enjoy your trip, Yosh. Thanks for stopping by. Much appreciated. Enjoy your lurk. Now, we've seen most of what this world has to offer. I guess we should check out the last two areas, because that's all Winter's was. It was just the school and the shop. Let's check out, and let's do over the shoulder for this. Let's go ahead and let's check out the Foreside sewers. Yep. These are the Foreside sewers. Can we go up, actually? I don't think we can. Where the fuck is this camera? Okay, the camera is over my right shoulder? That feels wrong. Let me go ahead and fix that. I meant to put that over my left shoulder. Hey, guys. Whoops. No, we are trapped down here. This is, a lot less threatening without all the, Oh, we can go in the sewer. Okay. Can I get out of the sewer? Oh, my God. Yes, I can. Fucking boop. I see the end of the sewer. Can I just... I was gonna say, can I just walk off? This music is very cheery for swimming in shit. I know I was being vague, but I don't think we're on the same page. No, I have a feeling what you were talking about. I've been to furry cons. Haven't been to FWA, though. I'd love to go. Oh. Well, that's a little disappointing. Alright, let's check out Magicant. I've been to this world before, but I haven't checked it out in a hot minute. Yeah, wow, this is vast and empty. I know for a fact there's another Magicant somewhere that is, a little more. Don't just send me an alert. Yeah, I went live, that's great. Might go to one next year. You're moving to America? Why? Oh, man. Yeah, this world's very cool. I like this world. It's very nice. Once again, this is the... let me double check the name. This is Earthbound in VR by Sunblaze W. So, if you have any interest in checking out a VRChat recreation of Earthbound, there you go. Job opportunities? That's fair. Let's check out some other worlds. We've only been going for hour 50. Let's go for maybe another half hour. Wow, I didn't notice my head shape is different from the side. Wow. I like it. Magicant is supposed to be a world of your mind, so the inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. Now, let's see. See, this is a Nintendo Summer song. Let's see. What do we got? You know what? Let's go to the VRChat variety box and see what... Or let's go to popular. Or is there like a... There we go. New and noteworthy. What do we got? What do we got? Milk spills. Die Together, No Way Out. These look like game worlds. Ooh. A Saturated Memory by Mickey Fur. Let's check this out. This looks cool. Which Mario Baseball did I get? Superstar Baseball, the GameCube one. You know what? I have a song I want to put on if we're going here.
The Nintendo
The
Shit
Nintendo
Cube.
Shit Cube. God damn it. Because this world looks very, very much vibes. Let's go ahead and... I know there's a specific version that I really like. If I can find it. You guys can barely fucking see me. Faithful cover. It's like a very specific version. You know what? Just any version will work at this point. I'm not going to be picky. So this is the Faithful cover of Dire Dire Docks by Erika Chana. Let's see if this is the vibe I'm looking for. It's pretty good. I don't know how laggy it is for you guys, but it's a bit laggy here. In fact, actually, I feel like I've been to this world. Why is the camera not, like, where I actually want it to be? Nope, other side. There we go. That's better. Ooh. This is very nice, especially with this music, actually. Ooh. Oh, this is... Who is this little creature? I think that's the map creator. Oh, what is this? Come on. Reminds me of the Velvet Room from Persona. It changes depending on a guest, and when there's no guests, just 4 blue walls. Interesting. This world loves to kill the bitrate. Is it that bad? Is the fucking bitrate dying that bad? Am I turning into a mess of pixels every time I take a step? Quit JKing around. Ooh, hello. There's something off-putting about this room. There's something off-putting about the blackness of this void. Oh. 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 Oh, it's a good red. Oh. That's actually kind of nice. You see fucking shadow. Oh. I know this isn't a horror world, but fucking you never know. Dude, that fucking fishing world had a scary ARG element in it. I don't trust shit. Ooh. I don't know if that's... Oh. Oh. I feel like I'm discovering that this is a horror world. I mean, it is called a saturated memory. So what's the deal here? Ever forgotten moment lingers somewhere. Red means scary. Link, it's backrooms? I don't think it's properly backrooms. It's like probably backrooms-esque. Oh, the cherry blossom room. Are there like other things? Oh, that's cool. You guys can't really see it, but it's actually using like RGB like lines to make the image. Oh, there really is like something out there. There it is. Oh, dude, this goes hard. Wait a second, this goes hard. I'm turning off fucking chat. Dude, thumbnail. Dude, that's a thumbnail right there. Dude, fuck yeah, that looked sick as hell. That looked really fucking cool, dude. That was some backroom shit. Pool. I'm scared I'm gonna turn a corner and fucking big scary like demon man's gonna be there, but I think this is more supposed to just be like off-putting more than like boo scary. I did learn that one of my friends actually has like a fear of deep water. So we did go to the backrooms pool world and they were like legit freaked out. This is very cool though. But if it is killing the bitrate, then we'll hop to a different world. Yeah, no, I know that's how pixels work, but like, you know, in this it could just be a texture. Oh, what the fuck? That is so friggin' cool. All right, well, this is very cool. Again, this world is a saturated memory by Mickey Fur. So if you ever want to check that out, give it a try. Let's see what else we got. Maybe something a little less graphically intense. I say that and every fucking world looks insanely graphically intense. Move Out. Right, Move Out by AOA. This looks like a game. Or like a chill vibe kind of world. Alright, let's go ahead and turn the Nintendo music back on. It's actually a different mix, but... The Lost City of Gold. Hey, what up, Richie? How you doing? Learn to escape the backrooms is on Xbox Live. Really? Huh. Checking out Saturated Memory World. Is it fucking scary, or is it just meant to be, like, kind of off-putting? Because it looked like it was getting more glitched. Alright. Goody! I can't read the instructions. Was music supposed to be off the entire time? What do you mean? I had Dire Dire Docks playing. Alright. I can't read these instructions. Uh-oh. There's no English button. Uh-oh. Whoa. Whoa. Wow, that's... Whoa. Oh, not this world. Okay. Apparently not this world. Ah! Where's like a cool world we can go to that isn't gonna kill the game? That's Nestle levels of crunch. This world looked so cool, but ugh. A lot of these worlds don't look very like my style. Digital Circus World, Portals World. There's something called Chill Room. This gotta be low spec, right? Yep, let's do it. Let's go to Chill Room. Let's go to Chill Room. Oh. That's why I love... There's a world called Brutalist Sewers. I'll have to check that out. Pardon me. Pardon me again, good lord. Ah, this is nice. Nice little cozy sort of room. Sort of, we can make this sort of an in-between of where we are versus where we're going. Is there anything else in here? There's a closet and a door. Oh, door leads to a little bedroom. Okay, so it's like a little chill hangout world. This is nice. There's a closet. Happy Pride Month. Alright, yeah, this is a cute little chill world that you could put like 5 people in. Check it out with some people last night. It was vibe. Hell yeah. When the hell were you guys on last night? Were we on at like fucking 5 in the morning? Or were you on before? Because I got on like maybe around like midnight my time. I didn't see y'all. Actually, no, that's a lie. I did see you on. I'm a liar. Bit too cozy. We're seeing a bunch of wall kips. Yeah, it's a little tight. It's a little comfortable in here. Let's check out the Brutalist sewers though. I feel like I did see that. Brutalist sewers. There it is. So, by the way, the name of this world, before I forget, this is Chill Room by, I can't pronounce that, it's in Japanese. I'm not trying to be rude, I genuinely cannot read Japanese. But let's check out Brutalist Sewers for a little bit. We were up pretty late, yeah, that's fair. Bum, 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 bum. Bum bum ba-dum ba-dum ba-da-na-na-na-na-na-na-dum-bum rum-bum rum-bum. You know what? Let's appreciate this world for what it is. Let's turn on the world audio for it instead of my own little dinky Nintendo mix. What do we got? Oh. Okay. Starts off with you being in a prison. Very comfortable. All right. Let's see what this is about. All right. Can I puzzle my way out of this, or is this literally just... Okay, yeah, no. Hey, where's the toilet? Oh, howdy, neighbor. Oh my god. Oh, this world is expansive. Okay, you have to get out of here somehow. There's gotta be a way out. Dude, this TV does the pixels thing too. That's so cool. Oh, hello. Ah, it's not a prison. Thank you for plucking a Pikmin. Kind of makes me want to make an account with the name. I can't pronounce that. It's in Japanese. Okay. Wow. Wow. It's pretty. Wow, the sound design here is insane.
Holy fuck,
Holy
Scott
fuck,
the Woz.
Scott the Woz. Wanted to see who that was. Okay, cool. It's got the regular swimming controls. Cool. Cool. Am I able to make it on top of that? Yes, I am. Ho, ho, ho. Got a load of that shit. Dude, fucking, a guy fucking falls. Boy, I'm sure glad I'm not that guy. They thought you just sunk like a rock. I mean, technically I did. I was just able to swim. Lucky for me, I know how to swim. Not well, mind you. Oh, I swim pretty girl. Pretty good. Pretty good. I swim pretty good. I need to watch that movie again. I have not seen Treasure Planet and... That wasn't even Treasure Planet, that was Atlantis! Fuck! I'm a fraud, I'm a fake! They're gonna fucking skin me alive for saying one niche Disney movie instead of another! I'm always ready for these worlds to like suddenly turn to horror and I just turn around and the fucking scary man's gonna be there. This guy's a phony! A big phony! It's almost giving like I don't want to say Half-Life, but it's almost giving like a sort of like inspired by Half-Life vibes, you know? Like Half-Life, a bit of BioShock. Very much like big organization, people are just herded into their little places. You are a part of an underground civilization, you are part of the machine. Yeah, the Brutalist vibes definitely feel very Half-Life-y. I've watched very little of Scott. There's one particular clip I love him. It's the Granddad clip where it's Hell screaming. Scott's horrified expression. Then two more guys also horrified have a massive smile. I love it. Let's see. What is funny is a lot of these exploration maps usually can be like a little bit cheesed because you could just look beyond the boundaries. And all of a sudden you can see like, oh, there's a pathway over there. There isn't for this. I don't think this world's meant to be like a big exploring map, at least from what I'm seeing. More so just like a brutalist sort of vibe if you want to hang out with friends. Very much for the atmosphere. Then again, we haven't really checked under the water. This is cool, though. I like this. I don't know if I'd say it's my vibe, but... Now I wonder, does everybody have their own video player, or does everybody get, like, is it, I'd imagine it's a big singular video player, but goddamn, that's like, it's gotta be over like, maybe not over, but it's gotta be about like 20 video players all synced at once. It's crazy. Seeing everything, at least everything we saw, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that looks to be about it, honestly. Oh, nothing left to do. Yep, that looks to be about it. Alright. Well, the dragonflies are a really cool touch. Oop, there we go. See, I can be adventure game character. I can make the noises of hup, ah. What are we at? 2 hours, 8 minutes? We'll go for a little bit longer. Let's check out one more world. Let's do one more little world hop. The Gary's Mall, yeah, I've been there. I've been there with Viba. Very cool world. All right, let's see. We'll end somewhere. It's a bit of a vibe. Somewhere that's a vibe that hopefully isn't going to fucking lag the game to hell. FNAF Coffee. Cube Climber Survival. That looks fun, but the thumbnail is AI. That sucks. Occlusion Portals. New Room. Revamped Avatar. Aqua Night Groove. What the Filth, Tokens Pizza Time, The Tree, pardon me. Wow, just a lot of worlds that feel like they have the same vibe of like Hangout, Hi Squeaks, Hi Padong, Awake but at what cost? It's a good chill one called Groove Garage. Got a lot of vinyl tunes. Fuck it, yeah, let's end it there. Groove Garage. There it is. Check that out. New instance. Invite plus. Boom. All right. What you're looking for? Just like any sort of random world to check out. Oh, 300 megabytes. Good lord. Well, good thing we're not going to be going much longer. I just finished my soda. That sounds probably from all the vials. Yeah. How was the con? Good. Con was very good. I've actually been talking about it this whole stream, basically. Just talking about my experiences and all the fun stuff. Finish your soda, but didn't drink your water. True. Oh, come on. That's so... You said vinyl, and I didn't think you meant like it's a record store. Come on. This is for me. Oh, copyrighted music. What is that, 21 Pilots? Clock that shit immediately. Hold on. Let's do, upbeat Nintendo music. It's only like 50 minutes long, and we're not even going to be going half that, so... Oh, come on. What do they got here? This little creature. Oh my god, he's got physics. Oh my god. Information on ordering albums soon. Or email slate@raichu.lol. Oh, it floats too. Great. Cash register. Cool. Owosha? Oh, Owosha? I don't think we're fucking ready for this as a society. Owosha. Fuck that. Oh shit, that's like a real working chalkboard? Wow. That's cool. Can I draw my usual little... Wow. This is very cool, very intuitive. Ah, fuck that up a little bit. That works. You guys can see that? Yeah. The Bond. OSHA is an important organization. You will show them respect. Unk was here. Fuck you. 258 albums? That's insane. Good lord. Izzy was here. This place is a niche ball. Don't forget to blink. Begin Lunith are cute as fuck. Mystery Skulls rule. Gay Cobalt Orgy. I like that one. This is so cool, dude. This place is such a vibe. Inventory worksheet. Yeah. Water cooler. Deltarune fans pissing themselves already. So I assume what this is, yeah, so you can literally take the albums and just throw them into the video player and they're just gonna... Okay, not like that. Oh, yeah, you have to put them on the record player. And then fucking boom, the albums start playing. I've been to a world like this. It's so goddamn cool. Oh, come on. Let's see what they got here. They got Tetris. Let's see. Do they have anything else that I recognize? They got Lo-Fi. All right, these are soundtracks. They have... All right, here you go. Seth, for you. Outer Wilds, also for you, Seth. Persona, again for you, Seth. Persona. And they got Terraria. I'm just throwing this shit all over the place. What is this? Tumbleseed. I don't know that one. Some of these I'm not familiar with. Oh, Everhood. Man, I haven't thought about Everhood in forever, dude. Eastward. Donut Country. Oh. Danganronpa. Crypt of the Necro Dancer. Dude, this feels like actually going through a bunch of vinyl records. Dude, look at the Banjo-Kazooie one. Wait a second, look at this. That's so cute. I love that. There is an Everhood too. That's true. What's the name of this world? This is Groove Garage. What else do they got? Celeste. Yep, I was ready for that one. Undertale. Very cool. I wish I actually owned this. Of course, if you have Undertale, you gotta have Deltarune. Let's see. Are there anything else that I recognize? Banjo-Kazooie Rejiggied, Risk of Rain 2 soundtrack, Omori soundtrack, Stray soundtrack, Hollow Knight, very cool, Journey, Mario Galaxy soundtrack, very cool. Also wish I owned this one. Neon White, Persona 3, The Social Network. Trent Reznor worked on The Social Network soundtrack? That's insane. Tick Tick Boom, love this movie. Hamilton, obviously it's a goated soundtrack. Cowboy Bebop, yeah, Cowboy Bebop. And Greatest Showman. All right, what's over here? This is jazz. They've got, under jazz? Is TWRP jazz? I thought they were like techno. I feel like I disagree with putting I love TWRP, don't get me wrong. I'm glad this is all here, but like, are they really jazz? They have Caravan Palace and Cassiope. Yeah, Cassiope, but like, I wouldn't call TWRP jazz. I think the blank one's supposed to be Scott Pilgrim. Ah. Right, what about over here? This is hip hop, okay. Let's see. This is... I actually don't know. Intention. Why do I not know this album? Who's this by? I can't even read the name on it. Damn. Placement. Don't know who this is. Fuck. I'm really gonna expose myself for not knowing good music. Complaint. Okay, Watsky. Okay, I saw the name earlier. I don't know who Watsky is. I'm gonna do things to you here. There's too much good music. More Watsky. This is all hip hop? A lot of Watsky. Okay, whoever made this world really likes Watsky. Okay, here we go. I know this one. That's Tyler, the Creator. I know him. Igor. I love Gorillaz. Do we classify them as hip hop? I actually don't know. I mean, I guess, like, what other genre are they? Like, alternative, I'd say, maybe? A lot of Gorillaz, good lord. That's so much fucking Gorillaz. That's 4 Gorillaz albums. I love Gorillaz, but having one Tyler, the Creator, and 4 Gorillaz albums is insane. I also still don't know who Watsky is. Old Dog, New Tricks. Don't know who that is. And I don't even know what this album is. Where's the camera? There it is. Anybody got a clue? I got nothing. They're eclectic? Yeah, fair enough. Mostly, yeah, alternative. Yeah, I would call them alt. I wouldn't call them hip-hop. All right, we got pop music. All right. Blank album. Half Alive. Don't know. Terrifying album cover. Half Alive again. Is this more Half Alive? Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. Dude, they tell you the names of the albums when you hold them. Yep, Half Alive. Half Alive. Dude, no way. Who remembers Godier? Dude, what a fucking throwback. All right, Glaive, Ericoda, don't know them. Speedrun, Frost Children, don't know them. All right, can I get an album that I do know? Can I? AJR, OK Orchestra, Pretty decent band. I can't really tell if I really like them or not. 21 Pilots. I have too many friends who love this band way too much. I'm not dogging on 21 Pilots, but some 21 Pilots fans are insane. Dude, okay, go. No, wait a second. Mystery Skulls. Yeah, Mystery Skulls, dude. I like Mystery Skulls, though I definitely need to listen to them more. Okay, no, like, classic pop. Oh, wait, there's more under. Oh, my God. Just fucking exploded. Or at least there was one more. Constant Companions by Jamie Page. Don't know who that is. It's called OK Orchestra. All right. Rock is going to be where I'm very critical, because I'm a big rock and roll fan. Frank Turner, Foster the Are we really calling Foster the People rock and roll? Are we really calling Foster the People rock and roll? They're also just kind of alternative, in my opinion. And I don't know, I feel like they've got that one song everybody knows. Alright, Get to Heaven, Plans, Death Cab for Cutie. Coldplay, there we go, there's Coldplay. I'm so scared I'm gonna see 21 Gex, or 100 Gex, not 21 Gex. I'm so scared I'm gonna see 100 Gex and just gonna fucking, like, puke in my mouth a little bit. Alright, I do see one album I know, so, okay, what are you? 3 Half Alive? Okay, cool. Ah, The Very Best of Hall & Oates. Okay, that's a good one, that's a classic. Green Day Warning, as well Green Day Nimrod, as well Green Day Dookie, as well Green Day American Idiot. Good Kid 2 by Good Kid. Frank Turner again. Don't know who still don't know who Frank Turner is. Panic at the Disco. Okay. Panic at the Disco. Okay. I'm not gonna dog on Panic at the Disco. It's just, You either really like their music or you're not a fan. There's a lot of albums Alright, here we go. Really? Of all the System of a Down albums, you're gonna pick Hypnotize? Like, that's not, like, Toxicity's right there, you know? Like, this is still a very cool world, don't get me wrong, and I'm not dogging on the person who made it, but also, where are the Beatles? Where are the Beatles? Killers! Dude, I haven't thought about the Killers in years! That's a find! I'm into that shit, dude. That's great. Alright. Daft Punk, okay. Yep. Daft Punk. More Mystery Skulls. Look, I'm not saying that the Beatles are like the peak of...
The Nintendo shit cube.
That's great. That's really cute. I'm not saying the Beatles are like the peak of music, but how are you gonna have a vinyl record store? I missed New Arrival. Okay, you know what? They made up for it. They have my favorite System of a Down album. They have my favorite one. All Is Forgiven. Still don't know why Toxicity's not here. Is that, Oh, who are these guys? Mumford & Sons. Yeah, this is a good album. Little Lion Man is a great song. There's no Beatles. Are we really in a vinyl record world that has no Beatles albums? I just know for a fact, if Ludert or Caged Crow were here right now, they'd be like, yeah, because the Beatles suck. What game is this song from? I know it. That's right, it's from Mario Wonder. It's Piranha Plants on Parade. Wait a second. How are you not gonna put Tenacious D in rock? Come on. Also, Yeah, this one. Yeah. Hey, at least they have the first one and they have the second one. Then they have the Triforce. Yeah, good albums. Good. They got Mouth Moods. They got Lemon Demon. They have so much Lemon Demon. They have more Lemon Demon than you'll ever need in your fucking life. Okay, they made up for everything. They made up for everything. Okay, they have. All right, fine. This world won me back. You may not have the Beatles, but you do have the soundtrack to COVID, so. What a world, dude. What a fucking world. How am I doing? Good. We are actually probably going to be wrapping up here in a second, mainly because I've been at this for about 2.5 hours, and I am, admittedly, ready to pack it in. This world is very cool. Thank you, Richie. Thank you for telling me about it. This was definitely a vibe. Definitely a vibe that I look for. I like the ping pong feelings of this world. Yeah, no, I get it, dude. Like, this is super fucking cool. This is my vibe, dude. Pardon me. This is a great hangout world. Fucking bring a few friends here. Just fuck about. Do whatever. Very cool. Very, very cool. Well, with all that being said, and I love the new model. Thank you. Yeah, my friend Looter touched up my old model. Well, with all that being said and done, though, I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you're subscribed, which if you're not, you should definitely consider doing so. You get a bunch of cool emotes. You get to skip the. I hate Splatoon music. Fucking the lyrics that aren't real. But like I was saying, thank you all so much for watching. If you're subscribed, which if you're not, you should definitely consider doing so. You get a bunch of cool emotes, skip the ads, and you get to support me directly. If you are subscribed, you know the raid message is Rabbit Raid. I will take that health check in a second. No proper schedule this week, mainly because I am back from con and I did not have the time to think of a schedule, so no schedule. That being said, we do have stuff planned for this week. The biggest one, obviously, being more Tomodachi Life. Actually, that's not the biggest one. But obviously, we're back with more Tomodachi Life this Thursday. Things are going to go as usual. You know, we're back on schedule. But the big one, the actual big one this week, is, of course, the brand new main series playthrough of Star Fox for Nintendo Switch. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. I'm very excited to finally try that game out. It looks like a lot of fun. I've been hearing some great things about it. It's been looking absolutely wonderful, so be sure to stop by for that. Hate Splatoon music too. It sounds like you're forcing helium into a hamster. But yeah, be sure to swing by for that. If I do other things, they will not be planned, but they will be, you know, done. I'm gonna try and maybe do some party games, gather some people. I know there's rumors about something happening on Friday, but it's a matter of if I can make it to it or not. So it's a bit up in the air right now. So I'm not going to say anything is definitely going to happen, but there are things that might be happening. It just all kind of it all depends on the plans of other people. But again, big thank you to everybody who stopped by. Let me go ahead and find somebody to raid today. I see a few people we haven't raided in a hot minute. You know what? Let's go ahead and raid Mushroom God Medu. Right now she is playing Deltarune. Let's see what chapter she's on, though, because if she is on chapter 5, I don't want to send you guys over there because I know some people are very picky about the spoilers. It's going to take a hot minute because I am streaming and trying to find somebody else to stream, and I'm in VR, so my computer is trying not to kill itself. It looks like she's on chapter 4. Yeah, let's go to Medu. Plus, Medu's a fucking sweetheart. So, before my PC fucking kicks itself off of life support and decides, whoops, I shouldn't be alive. Fucking, wait a minute, I shouldn't be alive right now. But big thank you to everybody who came by tonight. More VR streams in the future. I do want to try and do more. I've just been a little tired and, you know, these are fun though. But again, big thanks to everybody who came by. Enjoy the rest of your night. Share the love with Medu. And until next time, I will see you guys for Star Fox. Bye.